Hi everyone, welcome back to another session with the Ashburn Coder Dojo. It's Mark here again from Ashburn Library. Um, this week I'm just going to show you how to do a couple of little tips and tricks with changing sprites, how to import your own sprite onto one of your projects, how to actually amend that sprite as well, how to create edit a sprite and change the color of it, of a pre-existing sprite, and also how to create your own one using some of the tools. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do that one there, which is to create the sprite from scratch. So the first thing we do is we go down to the sprite location and we're going to delete the cat, and then I'm going to go to the paint option here and I'm going to click that and it'll bring us up. So what we have here is, if you see, we have convert to bitmap and we've convert to vector. So what we're going to work out is we're going to work during the vectors. So I'm going to build a yellow submarine. Okay, so I'm going to do my outline as I'm going to set my colors up first. So the outline is that, and I'm going to do yellow there. Okay, so we can select whatever we want, going up and down, whatever hue we want on the colors. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the circle, and I'm going to make it kind of an oval shape like so. Now I'm going to make two more smaller ones like that. And then I'm going to do a long one like that as well, and I'm going to change the fill in that to ready orange, and then I'm going to just do a small little circle about that size. Okay, and then I have to do another little circle, but I'm going to change that to back to yellow again. Okay, so now I want to do a couple of squares. So I want a box about this size, and I'm going to change that to the same color as this. That's your pointer, so you can actually select that and change the color to the similar. And then I want to do with this, I want to do a little small little box about that size, and then I want three more little circles about that big. Now with the old Scratch, it was a lot easier just to copy and paste. You can flick through, but when you select bitmap, it groups them all together, so it can be a little bit of a pain. So I'm going to just delete that one, and what I want to do now is to select the pointer, and you can create the thickness of the outline like that, and I want a black outline on that. I'm going to select the two of them. I'm going to do the black outline up as far as 4. And then I'm going to select all three, and I want to put blue. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to group them together now to make the submarine. So I'm going to select this, and we should be able to rotate it. Oh. I'm going to delete that and do that again. So that's this one here, and we should be able to rotate like so. I want it up like that, and I want to make it a bit smaller, a bit wider, because this is going to be on the front of my thing like so. Go back to the pointer. I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to build it in and build it around. So if you need to zoom in, you can, just to see. So with the pointer you can actually get it in, so that you can shape it around like that. And we zoom back out. And what I want to do is I want to put my 3 little dots like so. Probably shape them up a bit better. And what we want to do is now is we want to put this here like that, but we want to put it back so it sits like that. So see the way it is, so the back and the front, so that can bring it. So if I select the box, we can bring it forward, or we can bring it back, and then that sits in like that. And we put this one here, put that on top, and I'm going to zoom in for this. I'm going to send that one to the back as well. I'm actually going to select all 3 of these, and I'm not going to put the same color border on all of them, so that we have that. And zoom back out. And the last things we're going to do is we're going to select these. No. Actually, I'm going to do these ones again quickly. And we're doing it. So we want, because we want these at angles like that. It's all a bit of trial and error. I'm going to put that one there. Make it a little bit bigger. You can make them bigger like that. I'll do another one like so. I'm going to put it the other way. And I'm sending both of those back like that, so you can move them around. Undo that one. So back to the pointer, at the back, and we can move it up and down to suit what we want. And then what I want to do is I want my zoom out. I want to create my propeller. Oh. So that's going to pointer to move it, and then send that to the back so that the body is there. And we move the fella up. And we're going to make 2 little like that. Move them to there. Oh, trying to move it with the pointer. And put them to the back as well. So, and zoom out. So there we have a submarine. It's just a quick way to do that, and then you can program it then in the code there. So I went into the costumes to edit there. So it automatically brings you into the costumes when you hit the paint, and that changes it all. So you can create loads of different ones, and then what you can do is you can actually save the sprite down as in your thing. So what you can do is you can save to your computer, and then you can do submarine. Okay, so I'm going to do another one now, which is how to just change the colors of the sprites here. So they're going to go to a new project. Okay, we're going to do the cat. So the quick way, I think we've done this before with, I think Emer or Kira has done this one before. So I'm just going to go straight into the costumes. Brings up the cat. So we can ungroup and group. So so we can select everything. You can see all the different things. We can ungroup it, so you can actually take pieces out. You can move them around if you wanted to. You can make crazy eyes. You can remove things out if needs be. You can do the pointer and that'll just take them right out, and you can do ungroup. Take it out, and you can do undo. So there's loads of different things that you can do with this. You can move them back in. You can turn them around. So if you wanted the sprite just have the eyes like that, if you wanted to make one happy rather than making a new sprite, you do that. Or else if you wanted to change it so you wanted to put the color in, you can go to convert to bitmap. And here's where the color where we put the fill in. You can put red in. There we go, and then back to vector, and then it's a bit like that. So convert to bitmap. See the way he goes a little bit broken up and squiggly and that. So and look at the different colors. And we can do that there if needs be. We can edit more if we wanted to be. It wasn't feeling well, it was looking weird. But also what we can do is we can change the colors of the actual body itself. I'm trying to get a nice yellow or green, even a green cat. And there we go with the green cat, and that's going to just change certain areas. So you can change the, if you can see, you can change the border or highlight whatever. We can do that. We can give them a different color tail or different color mouth by just selecting a different one. So we can do blue. Very weird. You can get all different types of ones. That's just a different way of changing the colors. You can have them completely blue, and it's just like that. You can always do undo, and this won't save it, but this will just save it for the Scratch project you're doing. And then what you do is you rename it. So you can do sprite 2, and then that's changed there. And then what you can do is you can duplicate, and you can change to that one. Call that sprite 3. Then you can flick through between them. So what you could do with the likes of that, the reason why you might change the eyes or change the mouth or change the colors is if you were doing a piece of code and you wanted to switch to costume. So see, we have costume 1, costume 2. So we can have this. The eyes move. I'm sorry, I'm still in paint. I'm going to do that. See the way costume 1, the eyes move like that and the mouth has changed. So you could say that he's a happy sprite, and next thing something happens and it changes to that facial expression. So we can just add more. We can add more sprites, so we can change that one there. Then we can edit them all, and then when you go into your code and add it in the costume, you can select which costume he's to change to within your code, and then that'll work that way. The other thing that we can do is I'm going to import the crow for a second. Or not the crow, the parrot. I'm actually going to change it into a crow. Where is the parrot? So what we can do is we can search by parrot. Here he's there. Go into the costumes. So the crow is black. So what we're going to do is we're just going to change the color to black. And we might actually do, what we might do black and kind of grey. They are slightly grey. I'm going to put a little shadow on the legs as well, just to give it a bit of definition. And you can mess about, see the saturation I'm getting here. This is all just messing about. the different things that you can get. I'm going to change that again. Have it solid there. There we go. That's a crow. Okay, and then what you can do is we can duplicate that. And we would do the same costume for making it fly. And we would do this one with the grey here. Grey legs. But what we can also do is that's costume 2. Now we can do it here. What we can do is we can then go to a pointer and we can rotate. We take the 2, we can delete that one and we can make it smaller. And we can make it look like he's sitting down and eating. And then what we can do is we can rotate the legs. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Make it look like he's standing. So if we wanted the bird to fly in and look like he was sitting down, so he could be flying, you see like that. We could do the code costume A for every couple of steps, costume B, move 10, move 10, change to costume B, back move 10, costume A, put it on a loop. And then if we had something like a piece of bread here, once you fly over object, or we could find out the number on the axis to where the object is, land, and then we could have it that it sits, and then we could also do another costume to rotate that the bird would eat, like so. We'd have to cover the eyes as well. So you could do that's costume costume 4, and keep changing them, and then you could write the code like that. Alright, so the last one I'm going to show you now is I'm going to show you how to import your own sprite in. And I'm going to click on OK. So the last one, so we're going to delete the cat. So if you see here, we can do the upload sprite. Now I have a sprite uploaded, and I have the new mascot from Mead Libraries, Rena Me. So here he is now. So we can go to the costumes. So this is a PNG, so it's going to be a little bit fuzzy. But what we can do is we can convert to vector. That's it there. So the vector, we can move things around. Because this is a picture and not one of the sprites that we create ourselves, it's not grouped together, so we can't actually physically say take this arm out, or say we didn't want this arm, we want to give him 2 books in his hand. We can't physically take that out. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go through the tedious process of cutting everything out. So the first thing that we'll do is we will get the rubber, and you can do the different size of the rubber up here. At the moment it's 40. I'm going to do it bigger because I want to get rid of all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change, see this hand here, I'm going to get that, I'm going to put it the other side as well. So I'm going to go to bitmap, because this is where we have to go and change them all, and I'm just going to erase a lot of them. Okay. Or actually what I'm going to do first is undo, and I'm going to duplicate. Alright, so we have the original there, and now I'm going to erase the whole lot of them. Okay, so just be careful with the area that you want to copy, so kind of get the other area done first so we can highlight it. Great tool for editing photos that you just want certain things in it, a selection. Right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I'm getting so close, I'm going to zoom in. I'll go to the pointer again. I'm going to use me here. Now what I'm going to do is select the rubber again, and I'm going to reduce it down really low. You can type the number in, or you can use the up and down arrows. I've got a really small one here, and I'm just going to, now remember with the vectors before we could hide behind, so that's what I'm going to do now. I can make that, I just want to make a line around here, so we're making the define line there to where I want to stop. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger to 8 or 7 or 8. Get more with each rub. Down here is all about your mouse skills for clearing this out. Just to get rid of them. Okay, that's good enough. So I'm going to zoom back out. I'm going to select them like this with the little arrow. We're going to copy. Okay, now we're going to go back into the first one. And we're going to zoom in again, and we're going to take the same approach again with the rubber, and we're going to take this guy out along here. Like with some of the pre-made sprites, they're always divided up into the different segments from the shapes that they're made by the creators, and any of the ones from any of the other projects that you download. If there's others, they should be as well. Because this is just a picture we've taken from the internet, it's going to be different. If you know what I mean, it's not going to be broken up. We could easily dissect around here, take this guy off. We could take one arm off, we could take the body, we could take this guy off, we could take the legs, each of the individual legs, and we could create their own vector as well. But I'm not going to do that in this short tutorial. I'm just going to show you a quick way how to change one limb. But you can do that with each limb, and then you could have movable parts. So here we go. Alright, so I'm going to zoom back out. Too far. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to go to convert to vector, and I'm going to paste. There's my arm. Okay, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip, so it's the other side. And as you can see, it doesn't look great there because he's sticking out, so I'm going to move to the back, and then what we do is we will line him up. So now you see that I have the vector there that I have two movable parts, so he can move that up. So what we can do is we could also take the original arm that was up here and use that as another one. We could take the head, save that as another bot, so then we could have 4 or 5 different things, and we can make the actual character move. That's the way to actually create a picture and turn it into a sprite. So that's just the different ways of changing pictures using the thing. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon again. I'll hopefully be with some Python, an introduction to Python next week as well. Okay, take care. Bye.